Hi, everybody. Are we there?
Yep, we're there.
Hi. Oh, hi, everybody. We are the 4 o'clock funnies. I'm not getting a foursome on my screen.
You have to hit gallery view. I'm seeing it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is what happens when you have your self-production.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Hi, everybody. It's Friday. We are the 4 o'clock funnies. I have Kathy Ferris over there. And right below me, I have Kelly McFarland. And diagonally, we have a new guest. Our special guest today is Christine Hurley. Give it up for Christine.
Oh, honey, I am special. Woo! That is very true, Janie.
We are so happy to have you.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for asking me. I was so busy.
I'm happy to see you wore your... Listen, the last I heard of Christine, now I know that Kelly too has done TD Garden, but I heard that you, Christine, 17,000 people, you got a standing ovation. I just want people to know who we got in Hollywood Squares here.
Well, we know that I'm a big deal, and now everybody does, Jane. Yes.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to establish that.
It was 2018, and it could only be topped by my Kelly McFarland doing it in front of 17,000 people in 2019.
Kelly, you had 17,000 people too?
I guess so. I didn't count them. I was busy. Oh, joke. Everybody stop for 1, 2. No, it was, it's a big crowd.
Yep,
I mean, maybe one day we'll both be on at the same time.
Oh, they'll
Two
never do
girls
that.
on one show? Are you kidding?
No,
that's allowed.
Not
allowed.
Kathy, what does Kelly always say? That people worry when they put two women on a show because
we might start quilting.
You know, us frogs.
Yeah.
We might bake a cannoli or a manicotti dish.
Or as my son Joseph said to me last night after I asked him what time it was, he said, "Isn't there a clock on the stove, woman?"
Nice.
Oh, you are so cut off, Joseph. You are
Is
so
he taken?
cut off.
He sounds like a
How old is he?
He's almost 21.
Oh, he's not going to make 22.
No, he is not.
It's a frontal lobe thing. It's a frontal lobe.
That's
It
right.
is a frontal lobe thing.
At 24, that's when the frontal lobe is supposed to have settled down.
Is that a true story?
That's actually
Yeah.
a true story.
That's all I'm hanging on to.
That explains half of the house.
How tall is he?
Joseph is 6'2". 6 tall.
Wow. Okay, listen, today's topic is how we got started in comedy. Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Okay, I'll go first.
I have the
I'll go
boring.
first. Just I'll do a short one first. Just my dad was funny. I was the youngest of 4, so I needed attention. They used to pay me to be quiet in my family. We would go down the Cape or we'd go to Green Harbor, by Marshfield. And
I love Green Harbor.
I love Green Harbor. That's where I learned to swim, or more accurately, float, because nobody knew how to swim. But the idea was to keep your head above water. That's swimming, really. Like to this day, I don't know how to swim. But I stay up. Okay, I can side stroke from here to the Cape Cod Canal. But anyway, we would drive down to the Cape or to Green Harbor. And then say, "Janie, we'll give you 10 cents if you'll be quiet, and we'll give you a quarter if you go round trip." And I never got the quarter. I only got the 10 cents.
Well, who would want you to be quiet? Not me.
Oh, this is why you are my friend, Christine. So anyway, and then what happened was, and we'll get to first shows, I went to Cardinal Spellman High School, Codspell, like little Miss Hurley down there. And boy, were they funny. I didn't need to go to college. I didn't need to go to graduate school. I got my comedy education at Cardinal Spellman High School. I don't know if that's true of you, Christine, but like I called myself I was voted most likely to succeed, but Mary effin Del Sordo got funniest. I wanted to be, I didn't get it, but you don't get everything you want in life. And who's on 4 o'clock funnies now, Mary? Okay, sorry. But Jimmy Penzino, Jimmy Hurley. By the way, my cousin Jimmy Hurley's from Randolph. He's not related to your Jimmy Hurley.
The funeral home Hurleys?
Yeah.
That's in the funeral home Hurleys?
I think he's a distant cousin. He had red hair.
Well, 2 things. He's dead.
Oh, that's too bad.
And
Sorry for
And
your
I
loss,
can't-
Jane.
I can't believe that's your distant.
Condolences.
I'm so
That's-
sorry.
He's Jimmy's cousin too.
Oh my God, we're
Wow.
related by marriage. This
Oh
is
my God, Jane. I
Oh,
knew it.
God.
shit.
I knew it.
Is this like an ancestry.com thing?
This
to find out, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna need you both to lick your screens, and then I'll take your DNA and I'll be submitting them off to.
Thank
Let's
you.
When we come back, we'll see what's in this envelope, and
Right.
they're actually the same
Okay,
person.
Kelly, you're gonna go next. How'd you get your start? And then we'll do like first shows, but let's just say generally, where did the funny come from?
I don't know where the funny comes from. Like, I was a chubby kid, so I guess that. Like, you have to make a choice when you're little. Like, and I was super precocious. My parents didn't pay me to be quiet, but they put me in dance lessons at 4. I just turned 4, and they were like, "She's your
Wow.
problem now." And so I took everything, like tap, jazz, ballet, and yeah, and I wanted to be a singer. And I wanted to be
You
on
are a
Broadway.
singer. You are
Well,
a singer.
I'm not a good singer though. So
Yes.
when I went to college like I was supposed to, and then I just tried stand up when I was like 25, and I entered a contest on a dare and I won, and then
Where
and
was
then I
this? Where
never
was it?
stopped. Portland, Maine, at the Portland Comedy Connection.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that?
No.
How have we never talked about that?
That is crazy. I can't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah. So then I just never stopped.
But
And I'm like,
Christine, you entered a
been going.
contest too, didn't you?
I did. That was my first time ever on stage.
Tell them
Uh-uh.
about I was in
Yeah.
the audience.
You
It was crazy.
You
And
were
then
there,
I
my
heard her say
Janie.
she lived in Brockton, or she went to Codspell, one
Mm-hmm.
of those. And I'm there like, who is this woman?
Because it was in New York. The
It
the
was in
audition
New
was in
York. I
New
didn't
York.
expect.
Yep.
Not
And
many
that was
people escape from Brockton. But anyway, go back and tell
Exactly.
your story.
well, well, my husband, Jimmy Hurley, has been my biggest fan my whole life. I used to be, I was always pretty funny, but the real funny came after postpartum depression, after I had the 5 kids. We were sharing one automobile. Jimmy had 3 jobs. It was just so terrible. It was just a terrible life. So, you laugh or you cry. So I started to be funny more in public, going out cookie swaps and Tupperware parties and stuff and being funny. And Jimmy saw on TV Nick at Night's Funniest Mom in America. He signed me up. We drove to New York, and that was when I met you, Jane. And that was it. That was
I ran
15
out of
years
the
ago.
audience to the green room to see who this
Yep.
woman
Yep,
was.
I remember, Jane. That was 15 years ago.
Oh my God. And
Yep.
then you like made the finals?
Yep, I did. I came in first runner up.
Wow.
She came in second. It's like the
Yeah.
first or second time you'd ever tried it.
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
You are amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
We
mhm.
agree.
Thank you, my love. And it was so nice to meet you, Jane. So nice to meet someone from Brockton, and it was perfect. And
And Andrea Henry is from Brockton too.
Andrea was on the show also. Yep, yep.
Andrea would be on this show, but she's 2 years away from a pension. She said, Jane, I just got to hang in for 2 years. So
Oh my
that
God,
is a
she's
true
so
story.
cute. Oh my God, the cutest. How about you, Kath?
Well, I was always like a quiet kid anyway. I come from a big family, 6 girls, no boys. So, we all were talking, and
What's your birth order? Are you the baby?
no, I'm in the middle. I'm a middle kid.
Oh, you're the
Like we
neglected
buddied up.
child.
Yeah. So I'm a middle kid. Yeah. Lobbyist, did a lot of mumbling. In fact, when I first started comedy, people would say, "You're so soft spoken and we can't hear you," because I'm so used to mumbling. So that took me some time. But I started when I was 44. I just took a class, and
Wow.
I always wanted to do it. I took a class when I was 23. Then I had kids, and then
Oh, that.
and then
Ugh.
yeah, and being married and stuff. Then they were old enough to just kind of blow them off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I just took a class and I just started doing it. And I just love writing jokes.
I felt like I found my tribe when
Yes,
I
you-
started to do it. Okay, so
Kelly
let's talk about first times. My first time, was the Treehouse Comedy Club, which is not there anymore. Well,
Connecticut?
Treehouse exists. And
When you
John
said
Tootin-
treehouse, I didn't know what story we were about to hear. It was like, oh, I have to tell the basement, the shag rug basement story. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not prepared.
I felt so lucky to be doing Treehouse because some of the greats came, Gilbert Gottfried, Richard Jenny, a
Wow.
lot, you know, and then I would go see governors in Stanford, and Carol Leifer came there. I remember Jerry Seinfeld. I saw a lot of great people in smallish spaces. And the first time I had the courage to get up, because it was all guys, I had my black velvet headband, living in Greenwich,
Cute.
and
They're,
my long
they're
slim
coming
on
back.
nightgown. And I didn't know no props until years later. I tried New York, and they're like, "You can't bring props." I'm like, but anyway, I remember the first time I got off stage, Johnny Rizzo's like the king of comedy in Connecticut. And he said, "You're pretty good, kid." He said, "Get out of this business while you still can, because it's very addictive." He's totally right, right?
Right.
But
Yes.
what I love, I felt like I finally found my people. I'd been a teacher, I'd been a journalist. I'd never met so many people in shapes and sizes and ethnicities and ages, but we had something in common.
Mhm.
I still can't really totally, say the words, but let's go straight down to Kelly. What first time on stage?
Stay straight to me.
Yep. Oh, I started late too. I started at 37. I would sneak out of the house on Wednesday nights.
Yep. See, Kelly was the baby of the gang. Kelly started young.
I was 25. Yeah, like
Yeah, wow.
25.
Yeah.
Well, I did that contest, and I also like used I wore an orange blazer, like because I mean it was the 90s, so the orange with the sleeves.
You get
And
like limited.
I got it at, I think it was like a Talbot's or something, because I wanted to
Uptown.
look professional, you know what
Hingham.
I mean?
Yeah, no.
So I went to Talbot's, little Kelly. I probably like had the tags on it still and like wore it on stage. And yeah, and my opening joke was, because I'm just shy of 5 feet. I always say I'm 5 feet, but I'm 4'11". I'm embracing it. And I was like, I just came from my other job. I'm a safety cone at a construction site. Yeah, just like so dumb, so dumb.
I love that.
Video, it's on my Facebook, my Kelly McFarland comedy Facebook page. You can watch it there. It's so dumb, and I just was having fun and just being stupid. And then yeah, I like same drill, like I came off stage and I had won, and Oliver Keithley owned that club, and it doesn't exist anymore. And he doesn't talk to anybody, but he was like, you're not bad. You're not bad. You should try it. Keep going.
That's great.
So then I just
That's
did
a
bunch.
huge compliment.
It was interesting because the first year I did it, I was working during the day at like some office or whatever, and I was hanging out with and like hosting for these or seeing these comics. I lived at the comedy club. I went there every night of the week, right?
That's the way to go.
And I got to see like Tony V and
Wow.
Kevin Flynn and oh my gosh,
Sweeney, Gavin.
Gav was there, and DJ Hazard,
Oh
and
my God.
Al Ducharme, and like all these guys, Bob Marley, obviously. And yeah, it was like an education really of just like how to tell stories, and Jimmy Dunn, and then
I love Jimmy Dunn.
yeah, so it just became like this thing for me that I was like, oh, okay, I want to do this.
What's great is what Laurie Kilmartin says is be out every night. She's a writer for Conan, as you may know. Be out every night and get back to me after 10 years, and I'll tell you if you're a comedian or not.
That's I absolutely agree with that.
And that is the way to go. I wish I could have, I had the kids, so I did have captive audience when I go to the kids' sports, because like, what else are they going to do? May as well listen to Jane.
That was a big part of me starting also, was going to the kids' games, and I would sit in the bleachers.
Who you got to F to get on the travel football team?
I would just talk shit about every mother that was there, and Got a real fan base going, and Kathy, when was your first time?
Well, I wouldn't count like my student showcase as my first time. My big first time, I would say at the studio, but I waited like a year to do that audition.
Good for you.
Remember when like it used to be like a big deal? Not that it's not a big deal, but people go now like, well, I just finished a class. It's been 3 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
The audition. I waited, and it was January like 15th, 2014 or something like that.
Wow.
And I did it. And it was the first time because I had been doing open mics for like a year, and I didn't realize like what things were funny or weren't. So it went really well. It went so well that I got off stage and Rick said, should we bring her back on? I came back on and I did another minute. And that was my first time there. And
That is awesome.
yeah.
That's
That is
awesome.
Awesome. That is, and so you've only been, so did you say 2014?
Yeah, I didn't know you were a baby.
2015?
That was my first show. 2000.
Wow.
I don't even talk to people who, oh my God.
Girl, you are polished.
You are really, Kathy, that's very
That's
fast
insane.
for where you are. That's
That's-
amazing.
That's short. That's short
I'm
term.
going to be like, Kathy couldn't make it today. We had no fucking idea.
I can't believe that. Wow.
Too though, like so Kathy and I we met going to mics and like working on stuff or whatever. And for me, and I'm sure this goes for the two of you as well, there weren't a lot of female comics out there to even talk to.
No.
So like I would just go kind of hang, and it wasn't even being myself because I had no one to talk to.
Exactly.
And I wanted to be taken seriously. So I would just like sit on a stool and watch. And I think that what's been really awesome over the last like 10 years is that women really are like, they're active and around, and they're at mics and they're holding their own and they're doing their thing. So I think Kath hit it hard. Like I remember seeing you out, Kathy,
Wow.
like all the time. Like you,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you like a normal baby. Like you're not a normal baby. You walked
Yeah.
very early. You have
I'm not
several teeth. No, you just like really hit it hard and went for it.
Oh,
I
then,
think.
yeah. She has more comedy years then.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
mind is blown. 5 years. My mind is, Kathy, that's impressive.
That is very impressive.
I couldn't go out every night either. But what I do is I do write almost every day. Like,
Oh, God,
That's
you're one of
the-
those.
yeah. Well, because
Oh.
that's all I have. You have to sit.
Yeah.
You have to go where your strength is, and that's all I had to my advantage was during the day I could write.
Do you
So-
think that, do you like performing better than writing?
I do now. When like before, no, I was terrified the first. I was
Oh,
doing.
I believe, I agree.
People thought I was so deadpan. I wasn't deadpan. I was fucking terrified.
I
But
10
now-
times like performing better than writing.
I do too, Kelly.
I
do
would rather
too.
have to pull a subject out of a hat and do an hour on it than sit
Exactly.
down
I
and
actually
write.
I came at it more from the writing like Kathy,
Mm.
and being typical Irish, I'm sort of dead from here down. And, and I found I had to take a whole year and just work on my performing. And because I couldn't be out at night as much, I figured, but I really want to do this. I wanted to put the pedal to the metal. I, like Kathy, I was writing with like no audience. And I figured, I think my performing needs work. So I figured I could take improv or take acting lessons during the day. And I tried improv and I was pretty good at that right away. Not like you two. I mean, Kathy and,
Kelly.
you guys are amazing, Kelly.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of classes.
But I mean, you're naturally. So I took an acting class. I was so bad at it. I've never been that bad at anything in my life. Like I would put myself in the bottom one. I was the worst. And it was really like, it was a year of Meisner, Sanford Meisner. It's actually, and then somehow the light went off the second to last class. And I learned that acting is about reacting. and just listening to
Oh.
people. Listening is not a concept in my family. We tell each other what to do. Yeah, I didn't know when I heard about therapy, I'm there like, I don't understand this. Like,
Right.
am I right? In an
Yeah.
Irish family,
Absolutely.
you just
Ab-
call, who needs therapy? I was one of the last comedians to ever go to therapy, I think, in the New York area anyway. And I did 6 months. And by the end of like about 5 months, I was just doing my act for her, but I was paying her. And I just thought, maybe this is not. So I said, maybe we should wind it up. And she was a good audience, but and then a friend of mine, Maureen Langan, said, so you did 6 months, Jane. That's really great. I said, yeah. I said, it was great. It's like a suitcase. You take everything out of the suitcase,
Yep.
put it on the floor, you put it back in the suitcase, you put it on the shelf, because I had problems. I had stuff. And then she said, Jane, you might need to go back at some point. But anyway, it was very helpful. And then in college, they gave us, what was it? One free session with the school psychologist.
Ooh.
And I went, and this guy, he had a pipe. So casting the type.
So it's legit.
I thought he was legit. He had a pipe.
Oh,
And-
well.
And he said, at the end, he said nothing. So I'm there like, I don't know what does he hear me? And he took the pipe out and he said, you should come back. I'm like, what kind of scam is this? Because I could have been a gold mine for somebody. I mean, I got stuff, I just keep it neatly packed away.
Jane, I disagree with you. I think your acting is great. That character work was great.
I agree.
No, acting's really hard I feel.
I can't act.
But I think in stand-up, it takes us so, I guess one reason we're all surprised that you're on the younger end of the years. I honestly don't talk to comedians before they've done 10 years. I can't.
It's true. That's absolutely true.
Because, but you got to your persona very quickly. I think that's why we all thought it was longer.
You did,
I mean,
Kathy.
the whole,
I'm good faking it. But I will tell you that you're absolutely right in terms of, I feel like you stumble through the process where, now I know how I'm a disciplined writer and all of that, but there's stunted growth in that. And, I just sometimes will go and study other people and just sit and watch them because they have so much fun out there, and
Right.
that I'm trying not to be as scripted. Because there's that magic that happens behind the mic when you allow yourself to just be there and be in the moment of it.
Yeah.
And that's what the last year has been. And that's been a ton more fun than, just
I was
writing.
talking to Brian Kiley. He's the head monologue writer of Conan. And he said only in between his 20th and 30th year in comedy did he learn about using pauses. And I was asking him about pauses and silences, because it wasn't until I did my one-person show, and they're a very nice theater audience, and they weren't drunk, they were actually listening, that I could go slower. I felt it took me a long time to slow down. I'm really more of a natural fast talker, but it's
That's true. I was pretty lucky. I think I started and I just treated it as, like being at a family party, or so my
That was
timing and
smart.
everything was really it was easy for me. Thank God.
Yeah, and I think you hit it pretty quick. I remember when you opened for me, and now I would open for you.
Well,
you
gee.
just, again, I think you got to your persona pretty quickly. It took me
always-
years to trust that being an uptight Connecticut mom is good enough. It's a
Exactly.
point of view. It's who I am.
Exactly.
And nothing wrong with that. I have my own point of view.
Exactly.
And now I can write to my own self, but
That's what
So-
don't try to be anybody else.
No.
Don't try to be anybody else. That's why I don't like to watch people who go on before me, because I don't want to pick up any of their traits, or
That's good advice, because that's tough.
it's tough. And Jimmy actually taught me that one. God love Jimmy. He's like, stop watching, because it plays with you. Like if you're killing
That's
and you're like,
interesting.
oh, or if they,
I love watching the show though. I'm like,
do.
I
I
love watching it, but I don't.
it's half my
not
pay
good
to
for me.
watch the show.
Yeah.
I feel like there's this real gift you can give to yourself too, where like like I'm the greatest non-famous comedian you'll ever meet. And that I want that on my tombstone.
And that is the truth.
I do. I want that,
I'm
like,
the second greatest
yeah,
non-famous.
right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a great
That's
comedian
totally
that
the
you've
truth.
never heard of.
You are a great
Um,
comedian.
But
Yeah,
there's a
yeah, yeah.
million of us, right? Like, there's a
Yeah.
ton of comedians that are amazing and you've never heard of them. So
That's very
For-
true.
for me, I turned a corner like probably 10 years ago where I was just like, you know what? I can only be myself and I really love this. Like, I love it so much. And if I'm loving it, then they're going to love watching me love it. So
That's
now when
lot
I'm
of
watching
fun.
someone murder, because trust me, I have to follow everybody on this call a lot. And I also have to like host a lot for all of you. And you don't want to be the shitty host that came back after
You
any three of
absolutely
you.
not. You
So,
absolutely not.
you know, you have to have your wits about you and kind of think, you know what, I'm celebrating the fact that this room is just filled with so much like love and laughter right now that like they are going to just be so happy that they're still here and they're still into it. So I try to be super present.
You're super unselfish that way.
Good. That's it. You
I
are
really-
you're a fantastic MC. Oh my
thank you.
God. When I was on the Boston Comedy Festival and you were opening,
Oh my God.
that, oh my God, that I don't want to I wish you were in this picture, Kathy, but that
Oh,
was
our
the last
picture.
time performing at the Boston Women in Comedy Festival.
That was
I-
last year. Yeah.
Keep
Was
it.
it 6 years ago? I wasn't here.
No,
that's
that was a baby.
Oh,
I'm
that's
a baby.
Actually,
I
Kathy
think you
Ferris.
were on that show. I'm not sure, Kath.
No, it
Kathy
wasn't.
Ferris got me into the Women in Comedy Festival last year.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh, I
she
did?
did. Yes, you did, girl. Yes, you did. God bless you.
Pickles is excited about it.
Oh, Pickles is so
I'm just updating my website.
Can we
right
see
now.
Is Pickles a dog or a cat or a
dog.
kid?
And I wish you could see what actually happened. Pickles only likes me and
Yeah.
despises everyone else in this house. So Brendan just walked up into the kitchen and Pickles barked at him and Brendan gave him the finger.
Nice.
I want Pickles to come on camera.
All right.
Yeah, Pickles. Is Pickles a dog?
It's a dog.
Brendan's dating profile. This is what I want to see.
And he hates everyone.
See, Mama. Okay, he's coming.
Oh,
All right,
here he is.
Pickles, say hi. You gotta say
Hi, Pickles.
hi.
Doesn't he look like a dick?
Say hi.
Like he's just so mad.
That dog is the
He's
biggest
like,
cocksucker dog you've ever met in your entire life. He's a-
I'm
Is he
Pickles.
tough? Is he tough?
Oh, he's the worst. Listen,
Oh.
Wow.
Pickles.
you hear that?
Pickles.
Because Libby just walked by. He's evil.
Pickles.
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 Who's it? Brendan, come over and put your hand in front of him.
Oh, no, don't make him
Oh,
get
it's
bitten.
hilarious.
What?
Oh my God. Oh, look at those teeth.
I feel like I'm watching Tiger King.
He's the worst. He's the worst. He's the worst family dog you could ever have in your entire life.
Pickles. Pickles,
It's-
why are you so pissed?
And P.S. When we sent Jimmy Hurley to get him, he was a birthday present for Rybabs when she was 14 years old. So and she wanted a fluffy white Maltipoo. So he goes all over the state and he calls me, says, I got the dog. I said, is it fluffy and white? He said, you could say that.
And he came home with this.
Oh, he came home with this horrible
Pickles
thing.
was like, "Heh,
Yeah.
I know I'm not
Kelly,
who
you
you
like to
wanted.
do dogs.
Yeah.
He was marked down.
Arr.
Yeah, he was marked
Yeah.
down, Daddy. Look at him, Daddy.
Does he like Rybabs at all?
He does not like Rybabs. Uh-oh, see, look at
Does he spend a lot of time growling?
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
He
so
hates my kids. He hates my kids. Hates them.
This is my favorite show. I would watch this all day.
Complete fucking jerk.
Look at his teeth. Look at his face.
Nobody's safe there except for Christine.
Oh, go away. Go. Get
Will he bite? Will
Oh,
he bite?
yeah. Oh, he's a biter. Yeah,
He's
a biter.
mean.
Yep. Couple. Yeah, he's a biter. A couple years ago, we bit a kid in the neighborhood, and the mother came to my door with the kid, and I'm like, "No, you're mistaken. Pickles doesn't bite." And Pickles got out the door and bit a kid riding by on his bike right there.
I thought you were gonna be like, so Pickles bit the mother. Oh, Pickles doesn't
Listen,
bite.
listen, guys, it's been so much fun. We're out of time.
You guys,
What
this is
better
so
way?
fun.
Pickles is a closer. That's all I'm
Pickles is-
telling you.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna sew that on
We
a
want to
pillow.
have you back, Kelly. I mean, Christine, God, you're all the same.
I love you. I love you girls so much. I miss you so much.
Oh,
I'm-
we
I
love you.
know.
We love
I'm
you even
literally-
more.
I'm literally like sick to my stomach missing my people. I
I
miss you
know.
guys. So
Oh,
much.
it is. It's
Me
hard.
too.
It's hard.
Ugh.
Come back and see us then.
Come back. We'll
We
have
will. I
you
would
back.
love to. Thank you guys for
Love
having
you.
me. This was so great.
Thank
I
you.
love
For coming.
Bye,
Love
everyone.
everybody. Have a
Bye,
good
guys.
weekend. See you Monday. Love you.
Mm.